the A Tech Facilitator at Melawati in the elementary. I've been here 9 years, so I've been here for a while. Part of the reason I've been here for so long is because of the diving around here. My wife and I are both PADI instructors, and we became instructors because we wanted to help make a change and help inspire other people to love the ocean and hopefully become stewards and take care of the ocean too. I'm also an underwater photographer. It's a big passion of mine. So all the pictures you'll see in here are pictures that I've taken. My wife has since become a pretty good videographer. So we've got some videos in here of what she's done. Our idea is to eventually get a big library of pictures and videos and make some kids e-books. So books on iPad and stuff like that to teach about underwater life, how you can help save the ocean, help protect the ocean, reefs, etc. I was asked to come do this last year with my wife by Miss Larson because she's a diver and she's come with us, and I think we've given her some specialty certifications too. So she also knows how passionate we are about the ocean and that we know quite a bit about it because we love it so much. It's not something we're paid for or we're that we go out and do all the time. You must save the ocean, but we do feel pretty strongly about it. So that's why she asked me to come and present today. So that's why I'm here. So I wanted to talk a little bit about just sort of issues, problems that exist, and how you guys can help make a difference. One of the best things you can do is to become certified as a diver. Are any of you certified divers?
No.
No? So, are you interested in it? Are you interested in scuba diving?
Mine is too dangerous and I'm too irresponsible.
It hurts my ear.
Same here.
Okay, so
I care about this.
hopefully that'll change as you get older. I know my mom pretty much divorced my dad because he took me scuba diving without getting certified. So that kind of drove her crazy. But I knew I loved it from a really young age. You can wait till you're a little older then if parents are saying, no, I don't want you to get certified. If you have ear issues, there may be some things you can try later. Maybe your ears will change and you'll be able to later. There are certain things you can put in and around your ears that might help. So there's stuff you can do. This is horribly shameless video from PADI. So I'm not going to play the whole thing, even though we're PADI instructors. The beginning of it's pretty neat.
SDI is really good.
You guys make sense?
I'm SDI going.
That's good. SSI?
SDI.
Covered by water. A world of unexpected beauty, unparalleled adventure, and unyielding delight. Your ticket into this world is diving, and there's nothing like it. Diving experiences range from heart-pounding intense to not a care in the world tranquility, with lots in between. And it's all your choice. Diving takes you to some of the most lush, exotic destinations known. But you can go underwater practically in your own backyard. Diving opens the door to so many different activities and places that where you dive and what you do while diving changes as you do. The PADI Open Water Diver course is more than a scuba curriculum. It is the process of growing into something new. A certified PADI Open Water Diver. When you look back, you'll remember the PADI Open Water Diver course as much more than learning to use scuba gear. You'll remember it as your story of becoming a diver.
So it goes on, but I'm going to stop there.
What's PADI anyways?
Professional Association of Dive Instructors.
Ooh.
Funny thing.
Fancy.
Yeah. So, for me as a photographer, number one, it's a big challenge to take pictures underwater, so I love that kind of technical aspect since I'm into techie stuff. Getting a big camera into a box, which we call a housing, taking that underwater, and then I need light because water absorbs all this light, so I have to bring down often 2 or 3 or 4 different types of lights. For some reason, this is kind of an interesting fact. You know, when you shoot pictures on land and you have that thing pop up, it's called flash. Underwater, do you know what they're called? It's not
Underwater
flash.
flash.
Nope. Strobe. Same thing, but they call it a strobe. I don't know. So that's interesting. Yeah?
What do you use to take a picture?
Good question. This is a Nikon D800 with a housing.
Oh, so you take like a normal camera and you
Yeah.
Oh.
Wait, but can't you get underwater cameras?
Yep.
Then why do you just get those?
You probably wouldn't be able to do this kind of picture with those. So this kind of picture, I have a really wide angle lens, so I'm really close to this. I'm probably this far away from that reddish soft coral. And I got kind of the surface in focus as well as what's in front of me in focus. That'd be a hard shot to do with just a little point and shoot waterproof camera or GoPro, something like that. This I needed 2 strobes to be able to light everything here, and then also have focus of the sun. We call those sunballs on the surface. So it's just hard. It's a pain to travel with though, and they're really heavy, and it's tough. And sometimes I wish I just had a little point and shoot because it's a lot of equipment to bring underwater, but I kind of like all that stuff too. Yeah?
Do you have like a boat following you that like carries all that stuff or something?
Sorry?
Do you have like a boat following you like from
Yeah.
behind?
Yeah. It depends on the condition and where you are. I'll show you, there's some video and some pictures coming up where you'll see what we do. Most of the time you take a little boat from your resort out to the dive spot, hop off the boat, do your dive, and say you dived over here, when you come up, the boat often sees you from there, but if they don't, we have these long orange tubes that we fill with air, so they're really easy to see. We kind of wave them, and the boat sees them and go, oh, I see him, and he comes over. Other types of dives called drift dives. If we get in, let's say this is a pinnacle reef, so small. So this is underwater. The ocean's up here. We drop down here, but the current was going like this. The boat guys know that, so they drop us off here, and they know the current goes like this, and we'll probably end up over there. So he'll go and wait over here, knowing that we're going to swim along because the current's pushing us this way. Taking pictures. We come to this edge, and I'm over here, and then they know that 45 minutes or an hour we should probably be coming up. So most good dive companies know that kind of stuff. I've never had a problem, but there have been cases where, yeah, they didn't find the divers, and the divers, spend the night in the middle of the ocean, and they have to do a search and rescue to go get them. It doesn't happen much these days, but it still can.
And so like, do you have like someone that on your like back, like watching like where you go and all that?
No, but there is that technology, kind of like GPS stuff, following stuff, that's starting to come out now. Because people have been lost at sea. Australia on the Great Barrier Reef, it's happened a couple times. It's getting less and less of a problem because boat companies are pretty good at following you and knowing where you're going.
Also, how heavy is that tank thing on your back?
Super heavy when you're walking on land, but once you get in the water, you barely notice it's there.
Really?
Yep. Amazing.
It makes you sink, right?
It makes you sink at first, but then as you breathe the air, it becomes buoyant. We call it buoyant, so you start floating a bit. Yeah. Good questions.
Whoa.
You get to see pretty amazing animals like this. This guy is called an ornate ghost pipefish. And he thinks he's so camouflaged that he doesn't care if you swim right up to him and you take lots of pictures because he thinks he's camouflaged and you're not going to eat him. Most fish wouldn't want to eat this anyway because there's hardly any meat and it's pretty spiky stuff.
A lot of bone.
Yeah, I don't know. So they're pretty neat. Usually they're in pairs. It was sort of sad to see he was all by himself, or she, I don't even know. So either he had lost his mate or she had lost her mate. Or, I don't know, try to break up for a little while or something.
Wait,
Cool schools. Yeah.
wait, also, how do you get like water when you're like underwater?
To drink?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like seawater stuff.
You don't.
You don't, yeah. In fact, your mouth, you get really dry cotton mouth because you're breathing this really dry air from your tank. Yeah, so you're keeping your mouth around your regulator sealed so no water comes in. And then the regulator's built so that just air comes in, and then when you blow out, there's a valve that goes out but then closes right away so no water will come back in.
And how do you even drink water? Like, you know,
Yeah,
You
exactly.
don't.
You have to come up, get on the boat, drink your water, then go do another dive.
What about if you're hungry?
Same.
You don't.
Oh, actually, yeah, I did a terrible thing one dive. We found scallops, and we took our knives out and we scraped the scallop out of the shell, and I ate scallop sushi underwater, but all it tasted like was salty seawater. And then I felt bad because poor scallop, you know. But I do like sushi. And
Delicious.
I thought it would be delicious because normally scallop sushi is pretty yummy, but it tasted like salty seawater. It wasn't even. I think because when I opened my mouth, I took the regulator out, opened my mouth, it just fills with seawater, and then you get something squishy in there. But you can't really taste it because you got all that seawater around you.
Then why did you take it out and wash it before you ate it?
Because we're underwater, we thought we'd try it just for fun. All right. You see some of the coolest adaptations underwater. This is crocodile fish. And so great camouflage. You can see the sandy bottom here. So the skin has the camouflage, but they have this really iridescent reflective eyes that somebody that might like to eat it would be able to see it, go, oh, I see his eyes, I'm going to go attack it. So they have this cool adaptation, this little frilly part that drapes over their eyes to break up that shininess. Yeah.
I found that underwater, like, fish don't have like eyelids because like when we blink our eyes, like it like gets numb and things. So like.
It's not exactly an eyelid. Sharks do have a membrane that's like an eyelid. Have you heard of that? It's called a nictitating membrane. So when they bite stuff, sometimes you see it kind of cover their eyes to protect it. It's not an eyelid per se like ours, but similar. Yeah.
Do alligators have the same?
Yeah. Have you heard of that on alligators?
No.
Same.
Well, I heard of like crocodiles crying when they eat something because like.
Crocodile
Eat
tears.
Because like when they
Eat
eat
some,
like
eat some,
it
eat
really
some.
like,
Yeah.
makes them cry.
Kill them.
Okay, we're gonna move on.
It's all sharks.
This was recently discovered about 6 years ago. They thought it was a bamboo shark, which people have known about for hundreds of years, but this is a walking shark. So bamboo sharks swim, this guy's walking on his pectoral fins, like that. So it could have been like the missing link in evolution, right? How fish sort of evolved and started walking kind of.
No.
Anyway, it was blowing my mind when I saw it. I wish I'd had video set up, but it was just photos, so I only got the picture of that. Yeah?
Is it even a fish? Or is it just an animal that lives
Well, it's really
underwater?
underwater.
It's a fish.
Well,
It's a good question. Like mud skippers have lungs in their bodies, right? So they can walk out of the water. Have you seen those in Malacca? Yeah, amazing, huh?
Wait, are we tasty?
I've never had one.
Ethan, stop! I'm trying
Miss Whitey is gonna come in here.
I remember you now. You went to Malacca, didn't you?
Really? Oh yeah.
I don't know if I was your tech teacher. Mr. Marshall, do you remember him? I mean, I remember you were at Malacca. Okay, yeah, some beautiful stuff. So here I was trying to get, there were some mangrove trees with the leaves hanging down, with the sunbeams coming down, and the soft coral grind. I was trying to just sort of capture the connection between above water life with below water life. Any idea what this is?
A rockfish.
Nope.
Stonefish.
It's a kind of shark.
Kind of shark?
What was it?
Tigerfish. No, rock shark.
It was a kind of shark. Grouper fish.
It has a really bizarre name.
Swordfish.
Yes! Good one. Wabagong. 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 They're also called carpet sharks because the carpeting in there.
Nice.
Give me that next picture.
They hang out in these little caves. They think they're super camouflaged, so they don't care if you come up really close to get pictures. But they're pretty dangerous. They have sharp teeth and they'll come out and
Wait,
Oh my
grab
god.
you. So, yeah.
What are their eyes?
No, good question. And where do you think they are? Go up and point.
ours.
Any idea?
Everywhere.
We don't have eyes.
There, I saw it. Yeah.
Oh my.
Yeah.
Wait, tiny eyes.
Gill slit there and then here.
Doesn't look
It
like.
has
So-
a giant prehistoric donkey.
The underwater sign for them is this, because they're frilly beard like that. His body comes here and folds practically in half, so his tail's coming back like that in that cave.
I know.
Super flexible cartilage.
Have you ever been bitten by anything underwater?
Obviously.
Bitten, no. Stung, yes.
By? Eel?
Eel?
No, eels would bite. Stinging by coral, fire coral.
Oh, I know those.
That was the worst. Jellyfish, of course.
Did they ever punch you in suit?
No.
Wait, have you met a great white shark before?
I think so, but I'm not sure. I was diving in Northern California in the
Cage?
basically the kelp forest. Nope, not cage. And it got really dark above me, and I turned around and saw the shadow of a shark that was massive. And the massive sharks in Northern California are great whites. I did dive in a cage in South Africa with sort of young baby great white sharks, but that hardly counts, right?
I love shark fin soup.
Oh my
No!
god!
Eat up.
When you go swimming with sharks, make sure that you're in a cage and it's locked, okay?
And make sure you don't eat
That really makes me sad, Ethan.
Yeah.
I think you should stop eating that because the shark population is almost down to zero because of that.
Yeah,
They
stop
make
eating.
Because they take the sharks and then they chop the fins off and they don't eat the rest of the shark.
Right.
Yeah, me too.
They're dumb. They throw the sharks back in the water.
Is
My
it
dad
good?
was like, these are dry.
What? Personally, I like shark fin soup.
Ooh, is that jellyfish?
So this is a
Cuttlefish.
pygmy cuttlefish eating a shrimp. And any idea how big this is?
Tiny. That much?
Okay. I thought yeah, it's pretty amazing, but I'm gonna add something to show a little perspective. So I had my wife come over and put her finger near it.
Oh, wow. That's so tiny.
Smaller than her fingernails.
It's so cute.
Super tiny and cute, isn't it? So they bury themselves in sand during the day. This was on a night dive. So we had our torches out and we saw it and went up to it and was eating this shrimp and I was taking pictures of it.
Holy so tiny.
Nope.
Have you ever
Can you
eaten
eat
shrimp?
cuttlefish?
Shrimp?
Yeah.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
eat cuttlefish.
Shrimp is so tasty.
Okay,
So tasty.
mantas.
A manta ray?
Yeah, that was a manta ray. Then equipment, so just, this part attaches to the tank, it lets air come through the hose.
I have everything
Then you
but
suck
the
it
tank.
through there. Yeah, this is the backpack that holds the tank on. You can put weights into this backpack. And this will inflate with air so you can rise up, you can let the air out so you sit down.
Oh, that's
We always recommend at least buying this stuff if you're interested, because you can snorkel with this and keep it for a long time. This stuff's really expensive, so don't buy that yet. You rent it or you borrow it from the resort when you go to the resorts, and then if you decide you really do like it and you want to pursue it more, then you can buy that
that's
stuff.
an air thing.
Yeah. So this tells you how much air you have in your tank, how deep you are, This is the thing you breathe from, called a regulator. This is a spare one in case your buddy runs out, you can give them yours. Or if yours breaks, it's not really working well, you can switch to this one. So you always have two.
Wait, why is it smaller?
I don't know, that's kind of weird. They're usually the same size. I think it's perspective, it's just a little bit back. They're usually bright yellow like that, so your friend is running out of air, he sees the bright yellow one here and can grab it and...
Isn't that scary? It's like, oh my god, I'm using the red. Okay.
Yeah, it's scary, but you train for it, that's part of when you get certified, you practice all that. But it is scary. It's scary when you're running out of air, and then it's scary when someone's swimming up to you with big eyes going,
I'm thinking you just go to the surface and come from the boat.
If you're, that's a really great question and important. If you're pretty shallow, yes, you can go straight up. But if you've gone deep, you've been breathing this compressed air, you're down pretty deep.
Get the bend.
You have these tiny little bubbles in your system. Then when you come up, those little bubbles are expanding
You get the
because the pressure is decreasing, right? And you get the bends. You get your lungs are popping from the bubbles growing big. Your joints, yeah, literally popping. You have blood and foam coming out of your mouth.
Is that deadly?
Yeah.
How is that cool?
Oh, okay, that's nice.
You have
I've never
to
done
that's cool, right?
No, you just train for it so that you don't ever do that.
So you don't straight
It's the
swim up.
If you're pretty shallow, you can swim straight up. From 8 meters up, that's fine. Below 8 meters, no, you don't want to do that. Go slow. Here's one of my wife's first videos. I just thought I'd show it. So really strong current. We had to hold on like this, and we were sort of flapping like flags in the wind. But the mantas loved it because they're just blowing fresh, cool water over their gills. Food is coming in.
Oh, we're so close.
Aren't they
Yeah.
poison?
See the little remote? No, not poison. See the little hitchhikers?
Oh yeah.
Wait, are they? They're poisonous, right?
No,
No,
Did you say tail?
no, not on mantas.
They don't sting you?
There's a no.
Oh,
Not at all. There's a devilfish ray, and there's other types of rays, stingrays that have big.
rays.
Like the one that killed Steve Irwin was not a manta ray; it was a giant stingray.
Wait, this lady like touched that and got sharks and maybe someone gets stung by it.
He was trying to ride on one, which was horrible.
Why would you do that?
Because he's Australian.
Yeah.
That's very nice.
That's not nice.
Anyway, awesome
Put
stuff.
that up there.
Yeah.
Gentle
So
giant.
he had a kid, and they were allergic to bees, right? So this would come later. So he was like, the fish is swimming with like sharks, and then he got stung by a bee and died.
You got stung by a bee in the water?
Nah.
You are what? Stupid fellow. Like bees in the water.
I was talking about a European guy.
So here's pretty much how we dive. I took a drone to one of our favorite spots in Indonesia called Gili Manuk.
That's me got a drone.
No, so this is underwater stuff, but you'll see drone stuff later. So these are the boats we take out. Indonesian bangkas, they're just fishing boats. That's a scorpion leaf fish. Super poisonous. But really pretty.
Are they fast?
Not really. They kind of bloop, bloop, bloop along. They're not fast at all.
That's size.
Yeah, similar. With coral. So coral's actually an animal. That looks like a plant. Inside that coral is an orangutan crab. It's a crab that has this frilly red algae on it. It looks like an
The
orangutan.
names of all these like icemen.
Yeah, you just start learning them. I didn't know them at first, but now we sort of study in books after we go for a dive. So there's Chris in the dive bar.
What kind of drone is this?
A DJI Phantom with a GoPro underneath it.
Didn't Apple make a drone as well?
Apple?
Yeah.
No. Not yet. I wouldn't be surprised if they end up making one.
That's really in the water.
You're thinking of GoPro. GoPro has a new drone.
They do?
Yeah.
I wanted drum roll.
Go ahead.
I know. That's like what
See what we did there? Tried to make it look like she caught the drone and then built it back.
Oh, okay.
She switched to the GoPro.
Oh, okay.
I did it in editing.
Yeah, okay.
But it didn't turn out because she was worried about her mask falling off as she was rolling back, and so she's kind of screwed up the. We love sea turtles. Fijians believe that sea turtles carry the earth on their back. There's one of the dive boats.
I heard sea turtles are like delicious, and last time like people used to like eat sea turtles and like drink their blood because it has like long nutrients.
Yeah, they still do. Eggs, eat their
We
meat.
found every
turtle
turtle
soup.
sea. Why do you think of eating it?
Because I'm hungry, duh.
What I know.
Are those rods like on the boats for like
I know.
people and they come up and
No, that's for balancing waves, but when you do come up from a dive, it's sort of nice to have them.
yeah.
Hang on to it for a bit. Okay, top 10 tips. These are good for notes right now for how you can protect the ocean.
No, just take the left photo.
What? Yeah,
The left one.
yeah. That's a really hard shot. Thank you for noticing. This is a photographer's kind of nightmare dream shot. It's called an over-under, so I've got the camera half in, half out of the water. But to be able to have this, it's super hard, because to be able to get this clear and in focus, and this clear and in focus, and then to get a cool splash. That's my prize-winning photo. And that's my wife. Yeah, so she doesn't like jellyfish very much. I love them. So I find these jellyfish, and I'm always getting her to come over to pose for the shot. And she's going, and I'm going, closer, closer. So here, I'm about this far away from the jelly, and then she's about 8 feet away, maybe 6 feet. Still kind of a neat shot. So I needed the strobe, I needed 2 strobes, one to light up the jellyfish here, and then another one out here to shine on her. So that's why we have 2 flashes a lot of the time. So number 1, become a buoyancy expert as a scuba diver. That means don't scrape along the bottom or start sinking so fast that, oh man, I'm gonna land on this beautiful hard coral, crunch, 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 that took 100 years to grow, and you just crunched it all up. So if you're good at buoyancy, that means you can swim really nicely through the middle of the water and not crunch down, or shoot straight up, which of course would hurt you. It wouldn't hurt the corals, but you might die. Be a role model. So don't touch things. Don't bring stuff out of the ocean. Don't say, oh, I'm going to keep this beautiful shell.
Why did you big stuff out of there?
Well, a lot of times it's home to something. So you bring it out of the ocean and you take it to your resort, and it starts smelling really bad because there's a hermit crab in there that's not dead and rotting.
Wait, but what if you like bring this crab and you want like someone to come in?
Oh god, you
Eat
talk about this.
Just stop with you dark stuff and just.
That's pretty
Look
offensive.
at everything stuff.
Lunch. Oh, I'm so excited for lunch.
Okay, another one. Take only photos, leave only bubbles. So don't take crabs, don't take shark fins. Get good at photography, take pictures of it.
Doesn't light create some of the
Yes. So that's a really good thing to be aware of. There's some animals that will actually die from it, that they're finding out. People didn't know that for a while, but photographers would take, you know how photographers are, they take 20 shots of the same thing from those kind of slightly different angles. And the strobes are really powerful. So if we had 2 of them going at the same time, just put a little fish that have giant eyes, you're either going to blind them or kill them. It's pretty stressful. So yeah, I try to minimize the number of shots I take these days. I don't take as many as I used to. Protect underwater life. So don't pick up everything that you see. Don't throw garbage into the trash. Don't use plastic bags when you shop for groceries because you know it's going to end up in the ocean looking like a jellyfish. You can help do beach cleanups. So along the beach, even underwater in the ocean, I pick up stuff I find underwater. Cans, bottles, old batteries. Put them in my pocket till I get out of the dive and then throw them away properly. This is kind of a big one too. Not that Ethan will listen to any of this, but you can make proper seafood choices when you go to restaurants.
Really?
So eating certain seafood like tiger prawns, the way they fish for tiger prawns is horrible. They drag these chains along the bottom of the ocean, which destroys the coral, destroys homes, kills everything else except the tiger prawns. So bring up, and I used to love tiger prawns. I still probably would, but I don't eat them anymore because I know how they fish for them.
What are tiger prawns?
They're the big
really
prawns. They have stripes on them.
Oh, I love
Yeah.
that.
The fish and chips. Eat them.
Ethan, you love everything, but you also hate everything at the same time.
Okay. You can take some action too. You can tell people stop eating shark fin soup. Stop throwing plastic in the ocean. Stop using plastic bags. And then finally, you can be an eco-tourist. So when you guys plan your next vacation, you can ask Mom, is the resort eco-friendly? Do they have anything on their websites that say they've done beach cleanups? Is the dive shop eco-friendly? Do they do beach cleanups or underwater cleanups? What kind of things does the resort do for washing all the sheets and towels? So just becoming more aware of that will help the oceans and help the earth too. Okay, that's it for me. Any questions? You guys asked some good ones. Well, that was pretty cool. All right, how many of you are interested in getting certified in diving?
But I'm really bad at swimming.
So you need to be able to swim somewhat. You don't need to be pro, you don't need to be super fast, but you need to be able to keep yourself afloat and go from here to about the length of a soccer field.
Oh god.
Ashley.
Wait,
But you can do it slowly. It's not like a race, so as long as you can do that.
Water shower?
Yeah, swimming pool.
Oh yes, I can walk in it.
No, you can't walk in it. There's no.
Like just like stopping, like not standing on the floor of the pool. Just, like,
Yep, if you could, it doesn't matter how long it takes, you can pause, tread water for a bit, breathe, and then keep going. You have two things you need to do. One is the float, a survival float. So you have to float in the deep end for 10 minutes.
Oh good.
It's not that hard.
It's not that hard. Just take your time, tread water easily. Yeah, so you can float on your back, you can look down, you can even dive down if you want and touch the bottom and come back up.
I once like I tried to float and then I kind of twisted on.
Yeah, I'm super sinky too, so I start sinking when I try to float. But you can try for a little bit and then relax, tread water, swim around in little circles.
Actually, your definition of floating.
How many of you have been snorkeling at least? So mask and fins and.
I
Yeah, cool.
usually
We do like
I know how to use
4 hours
this.
snorkeling
Wow.
on the island.
Wow.
So fun.
Yeah, snorkeling's pretty fun. You see some neat things.
Oh, you're
I think skin diving and snorkeling can be harder than scuba diving because you're working pretty hard. Scuba diving, you don't work as hard as you do when you're snorkeling.
she could like free dive like so deep. It was so scary.
Oh yeah, I love
Wait,
it.
wait, but
Kayaking though, we did kayaking for 6 hours.
Oh,
And
man.
then also kayak, like go onto the kayak and pull.
Wow. Was that a Malaysia week trip? Awesome.
wait, but once you get like
Certified?
slow down,
Yeah.
doesn't your ear start to hurt and like
So when you go down and you feel the pressure in your ears, you have to hold your nose and blow out, and it equalizes, it's called. So you get that little pop.
Oh yeah, I do that sometimes.
Yeah, so
after
even in the
getting
deep
off.
end of the pool, sometimes you get that. So you just
Yeah.
do a little pop. Yeah, I can do it right now.
After the school, like the
And your
school
water?
swimming pool, if you try to get something in the pool.
Don't blow too hard, but if you do it gently right now, you might be able to feel your ears kind of go click.
Like after
Yeah, one does.
getting off of an airplane,
Yeah.
I do that.
Right.
Yeah, so
That's
sometimes
not-
during an airplane.
I usually get a mint.
It worked for me sometimes, but sometimes.
Yeah, that helps. I have chewing gum.
Sometimes I feel
I
like
usually only get
sometimes I feel like this
I
here.
fluid it twice and I feel like
Oh, so lucky. I love business class.
it's
He doesn't anything happen.
but like you try to
It's
sit
stuff
on a
you can't
plane
see.
and you just but anything
I mean, if it's clear.
Oh, I love it. They give you a drink right when you walk on. And,
it's clear right.
yeah. And you have like one flight attendant taking care of you the whole time instead of 100 people getting one flight attendant.
I already make up a ridiculous name and they gotta try to remember it and it's so funny to remember.
Well, Guillaume's tough enough. You make one harder than that?
Yeah, I once gave a ridiculous one. It was like Jeff or something, and they just like said fortune around there. Like, hey, you got me.
I like Guillaume. I'd stick with that because they probably have trouble with that one. Okay, so I hope you guys get into diving and become responsible divers. I hope you stop eating shark fin soup. Eat
Yeah,
that.
stop.
If you do.
Yeah, he's
Stop eating the limbs
Bye.
of
Yeah,
sharks.
you're welcome.
I need a chair for you.
Oh wait, he's eating the limbs of innocent animals.
We have lunch. The
There's so many other good soups that taste even
smell
better.
of wet.
Yeah, like chicken soup.
Yeah.
Bird nest.
No, chicken soup. Bird nest is bad for the environment.
Really?
I don't know that, but I wouldn't be surprised.
It is. You're eating the house of an animal.
That was made with spit, right? The bird spit.
Yeah. You stop drinking bird spit, man.
Bye, you guys.
Bye.